What's going on, guys? Nemesis here. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I got another matchup guide video for you guys. As you can see, I currently hit 7,600 trophies. I am top 332 in the world right now. So without further ado, please make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, so we've got our first game here against Oyasu, and I'm sure you guys know who Oyasu is. He's a very talented player, and I'm pretty sure he's like the best in the world with Hog 2.6, so this guy is really good. And he's going to be playing Logbait, you know, Mighty Miner. And this guy has Spear Goblins. So, and honestly, Spear Goblins has been seeing a lot of play in this like new Logbait deck instead of Skeletons, because typically it is Skeletons. But yeah, Spear Goblins has been seeing a lot of play in this new Logbait deck, which is pretty interesting. So he's gonna go for Dark Goblin, and I'm also gonna go for like a Battle Ram over there. I'm gonna go for minions in the back, and I believe I play a Bandit on top of this Dark Goblin. Yeah, right there. A really big tip I can give you guys for this matchup is to know when they have their Mighty Miner out of their hand. Obviously, you can't just continuously cycle like Mighty Miners because it's a champion, but like when you know that that Mighty Miner is gone and he doesn't have it in hand, that's when you want to kind of go in. That's when you want to pressure the bridge, because their Mighty Miner is like their biggest defensive card. Because it has a lot of HP, it has the bomb and everything like that. It's their best answer to your Royal Ghost, things like that. He plays the Mighty Miner opposite lane, which honestly, I wasn't expecting that, so really well played on his end. I'm going to go for my Electro Wizard all the way down there, and the reason why I do that is because I don't want to expose my E-Wiz to the Mighty Miner and stuff like that, because I want this Electro Wizard for counter push. So I'm immediately just going to play a Zap right there, and we're chilling. He's going to play a Goblin Barrel, so I know he's definitely really low in Elixir right now, so I'm going to pressure with his Bandit. He's going to go for the Ice Spirit, and like I said, since I knew he was really low in Elixir, it was my time to strike. But like I said, the way I want to play this matchup is, if they play a Mighty Miner or something, I want to Pekka the Mighty Miner, and then they're more likely than not going to like use the ability to switch it to the other lane and then play a barrel. So when they do that, you want to play your Electro Wizard down low, so where your Electro Wizard stays healthy, and you want to make a really big dueling push afterwards. So this is what I'm talking about. So he's going to go for the Mighty Miner barrel. I'm going to go for my Electro Wizard down low right there, so my E-Wiz doesn't get exposed to the Mighty Miner. And at this point in time, I'm going to make a really big dueling push now, because I have a healthy E-Wiz. I'm going to go for a Bandit behind this Pekka. I'm going to go for a Zap as well, and we're going to hit that cannon. I think I take a poison on top of this too, just so I could kill that Dark Goblin. And look at all the damage we're getting. At this point in time, I'm pretty sure I could have just rolled another Pekka in the back because of how much Elixir I was up. But I play a Royal Ghost instead, so I could have just rolled another Pekka, and then I would probably just won on the push afterwards. So yeah, I go for a ban in the back. I'm going to go for a Battle Ram as well. And he's going to go for the Mighty Miner, which is totally fine. I think he's going to play the barrel right there, so I'm going to go for minions. Plus an E-Wiz. I didn't know where that Goblin Barrel was. Like, it's honestly kind of hard to see where the Goblin Barrel exactly lands in, so I missed my E-Wiz placement, but it doesn't really matter. I think right here, okay, yeah, he goes for a Rocket, so I'm just going to sell out pretty much, and this is basically going to be game number 1, so really well played right there. Let's go ahead and jump to the next game. Okay, so we've got our next game here. He's going to be playing Lava Loon with arrows, and it's obviously kind of hard because he has arrows and I have minions, so it's like I'm also playing against an all-air deck pretty much. So with that being said, when they lava the back like that, you just want to pressure opposite lane. Don't sell out, but just lightly pressure them. So like just play a Bandit. If they don't respond to it, wait till that Bandit goes down and then play another card like a Ghost. Don't just play a Bandit plus a Ghost, because they'll more likely than not have Barbarians, and they'll get a ton of value out of it. So I'm going to go for a really nice poison right there, because it gives me a lot of value. And my Ghost is coming down the lane, which is going to give me a lot of value as well. Like I say time and time again, against this matchup, against any Lava Hound matchup, you want to pressure when they pressure you, because if you just simply defend, you're going to get overwhelmed. You only have a couple air defending cards like the E-Wiz and minions, and this guy has arrows, so I technically only have like one air defensive. So yeah, it's pretty hard to just defend without pressuring. So when they lava the back, or when they pressure, you pressure at the same time, and it's essentially a tower trading game. So yeah, I go for the Bandit right there, get a lot of value. And this is what I'm talking about. I believe he goes for a balloon right there. So with that being said, he's going to pressure. I'm going to pressure. So I'm going to go for a ghost at the bridge. I go for minions right there. And then I believe he goes for arrows. So with that being said, he arrows. I'm going to pressure again. And I know he's really low in elixir. So I'm just going to pressure with the bandit opposite lane as well. And basically just take both towers right here. And this is the way you play the matchup, you know. In some cases, against some lava decks, you can play Pekkas, but I typically don't like playing Pekkas if they have an Inferno Dragon or if they have a Tombstone or like guards. It's more so if they have Tombstone or guards. Like you can Pekka if they have an Inferno Dragon, but you want to make sure you at least have like an Electro Wizard in hand, or if they play a Lava Hound, then you could like Pekka the bridge. And then they play Inferno Dragon, you can just Electro Wizard behind it. But you need to know what they have in their hand as well. Like you can't just like blind Pekka against Hound unless you know exactly what kind of version of Hound they're running. So yeah. That is basically going to be game. It's like I said, it's essentially a tower trading game. So yeah, let's go for the next one. Okay, so we've got our next game here, and this guy's going to be playing Giant Skeleton with what's it called? With Golden Knight, Electro Wizard, Tombstone. So it looks pretty rough. I believe this guy also has Mirror as well, and honestly, I think Mirror deserves a nerf. Let me know what you guys think, if Mirror deserves a nerf or not. I want to hear you guys' opinion about it, because I think it's honestly pretty broken, especially like people play like a elixir pump and then they mirror afterwards. It's just so like annoying. He's gonna go for a Tombstone plus Golden Knight. So I didn't know exactly what this was at first, but with that being said, I'm just gonna roll a Pekka, and I think I go for Ewiz, and I go for Ewiz kind of down low because I want to make sure that this Electro Wizard stays behind the Pekka so I can form a pretty big counter push right here. And yeah, that's why I do that. And I think he pops the ability as well. So with that being said, I'm just going to completely sell out here. Just single lane pressure to overwhelm him. I didn't know he was Giant Skeleton though. Because if he didn't have a Giant Skeleton right here, I think he would have probably just lost his tower. But yeah. That being said, Bandit does connect to the Electro Wizard right there. And we're going to get a considerable amount of damage. So yeah, like look at the Royal Ghost just going to town right now. Pekka also does take care of the Tombstone. So things are looking really good right now. He's going to go for a really aggressive Golden Knight. I don't really know what that was, but totally fine. I go for minions as well, just to DPS down this Golden Knight, like right now, I believe. Yeah, there it is. And he goes for a really interesting Tornado, and I kind of make a misplay. So when he played that Tornado right there, I should have recognized that like he was super, super low in Elixir. So when he Tornadoed, I should have immediately played a Royal Ghost, because if I did that, his tower would have already been gone by now. So I'm kind of just letting him recoup his elixir without taking his tower. So if I knew that like his elixir was super low, if I pressured with a Royal Ghost right there, his tower would have been down. He's going to go for a really interesting Royal Hog. So I'm just going to go for a Pekka right here just to take care of the Royal Hogs. Like I said, I don't really know what that Royal Hogs was about. So I'm going to go for a Bandit right there just to kind of get a cheeky Bandit off to potentially like take his tower. But I go for a poison right there just to DPS down that Tombstone and take care of that tower a little bit more. I'm going to go for Battle Ram plus minions because I knew he had like a Golden Knight. So I was hoping he played the Golden Knight so those minions could get a lot of value. And I believe I go for a Bandit right here just because I do not want to take any kind of damage right now. My tower's kind of low. And this is kind of funny. So I Pekka on the right hand lane because I thought that Giant Skeleton was on the right hand lane. But it actually goes to the left hand side. So I was kind of screwed right there. I thought I like pretty much just like threw the game. But I go for a really nice Battle Ram Kite. And then I go for a Royal Ghost like on the pigs. And like look how much damage these pigs are doing. Like my tower was like super healthy. And now it's like going way down low. So I was like, am I really going to lose this game to Royal Hogs? Just like a single Royal Hogs push? I was like, no way. So at this point in time, I basically got to sell out here. Because it's like my only chance of winning now. And yeah, he misses the tornado, thankfully, and that is going to be game number 3. Let's go ahead and jump to the final game. Okay, so we got our final game here against Square Pants. He's actually going to be playing Icepo. So this is a pretty funny game. It's definitely a very interesting game, and you're gonna see here very shortly. So I think I kicked things off with a band in the back or something, because obviously when you're playing Pekka, kicking things off with the band is like the best play. You can't get punished for playing a band in the back. It's only 3 elixir. Very, very safe and efficient. He goes for a knight. So at this point in time, I knew he was definitely Expo. And there's a little method you can do when you're playing against Expo. So you can actually Pekka the back like this. And it's very rare scenarios that you peck at the back against Expo. Like, I know it's not really the general play, but like if you're gonna peck at the back, you want to eat a lot of damage, right? Because you want to make a really big dual lane push. And the reason why I do this is because he played the Tesla, and that Tesla was gonna go down. So that's why I do this. I go for a bandit right there with the minions on the right hand lane, and I'm also gonna go for a really nice zap. And then this is basically going to be tower. Like I said, this method, you don't really see a lot of Pekka players do, but it is a method. You got to be really confident, and you got to know exactly how to formulate the push, because it's essentially a really high risk, high reward like concept to actually make a Pekka push in the back against Expo. But honestly, I wouldn't even consider against doing it against like the 3.0 deck with the archers, because I think that deck defends a lot better than the Icepo variation. So yeah, this guy gives up. But like, just general tips is like, don't be like too aggressive. Like, only really push, like if you're playing the original way, you only want to push when they have a bad cycle and stuff like that. And that's basically it. And also, don't get king activation. Try not to get early king activation, because that will really like screw you over in the long run. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll do more videos in the future.